We don't have a Friday theme?
No.
Hey-o! Live. Ooh, from the top of Blowhard Mountain, it's yet another Data Queen free edition of Business Man's Friday. This is three in a row, I think.
I know. What the heck?
She's never
Good
coming back.
riddance.
No, I miss her. Ari, please come back.
Featuring
She's
all
not-
the
she
Data
cannot
Queen's
hear
favorite
you.
people: Emma Larking, Matt Overlord, Greg Larkin.
You
I'm
could've
a
just
bald
stopped after
C
me.
word. That's what I am.
Greg's with us again today. We've got a Greg job today. I like that.
Is he like paying us to be? Why is he here so much? Is he paying us? Who's he paying? He's
'Cause
probably paying Matt
smarter
and not
than we
telling
are.
me.
He's better at
obviously
ranting.
Paying him.
Right.
He doesn't have to pay us.
I'm starting to think that everyone
We'd
just
have
sort
to
of
have a
pays Matt.
listener for him to want to pay us.
All right, let's just get to it.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
No sound effects, no bells, nothing. No like an air horn. No one's giving anything.
There he goes. That's
I think that's how most of the country feels this week, anyway. Let's get right to it. Story of the week. As Matt gives me a lingering. Oh, I don't need 7 minutes. How dare you?
I don't know.
I'm gonna do this in 3.
We'll see.
Yeah, right.
The story we talked about relentlessly this week, I guess, so I had to add it to the board. HSBC suspends executive who slammed nut job climate change risk warnings. That's head of responsible investing, Stuart Kirk. We really
Wait, what is he
laid
the head
into
of?
that story. What's that? Head of responsible investing. But
Oh.
again, I think
it.
I'm the only fan of Stuart Kirk because I have to say, we haven't defined what that means, responsible investing. It could just mean that he's responsible for investing or something like that.
That's true. Good point.
Number 2 story of the week, at least for me, Peter Thiel and Jack Dorsey are off of their powerful boards. They're off of the Meta and Twitter boards. To me, it's big news. I don't know. I know no one else cares.
Nah.
To me, it's a significant shift. So I put it on the story of the week.
I mean, as if Parag isn't calling Jack Dorsey 4 seconds after he's off the board to ask his advice.
And Egon Durbin soon to be gone. It really is Parag's board now, I suppose. You know who's really high-fiving himself is Omid.
Omid
Kordestani.
is. I was going to say the same thing. Omid is so happy.
He's like, I'm
right
back,
now.
baby. Number 3 story of the week, where we started the week, was Abbott Laboratories CEO Bob Ford. He actually apologized, kind of. I mean, he didn't, but he did, kind of, in the Washington Post for the shortage of baby formula here in the U.S. That was back when the week wasn't so horrible.
Did he apologize for the bacteria or just the shortage?
I don't know. He praised himself for like.
That's true. He
for
did do that.
That Abbott solved something somewhere once. But anyway, we haven't had a CEO apology in a week of that high level, S&P 500. So it was exciting for me. Again, this is all for me. And finally, the 4th story is the one that's causing most of America to hate everything. I'm titling this one "The Great Age of Corporate Indifference is really upon us," as mum's the word on the mass shooting that happened in Texas. This is although I did see that a Goldman Sachs CEO said something. I think that's about it. This is just like I don't know if this is the hangover from anti-woke Disney in Florida. I don't know what this is a hangover from, but this is like, I don't know. This is just pure. I remember I told the audience that when Matt and I started this show, when we were MSCI, we were talking about the Parkland shooting, and there was quite a bit of corporate response to that, quite a bit. And I don't know if it was all song and dance or they cared, whatever, but 3 or 4 years later, it is pretty quiet out there. Maybe they're packing for Memorial Day. I don't know what they're doing, but this seems to be an issue not to be quiet about, and I'll leave it at that. Those are my 4 stories of the week.
Well, I wouldn't expect to hear that much from the banks about Texas, because in Louisiana, if a bank were to say something about guns, gun policy, how we need less guns, anything reasonable. If a bank were to speak like a human about the gun problem that only exists in this country, Louisiana would say, we can no longer do business with you according to their laws. So
what about HSBC? They need some good press. Why don't they? I know they're in the UK, but who cares? Why don't they start shouting.
HSBC, if they want to, they should double down and they should say more guns and less climate change. Then they'd be the sole provider of finance to Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. That's like
what
a
I just
win.
don't understand. Help me out with this, Emma. Is that why is the only person with a moral compass left in America the former co-host of the Man Show, Jimmy Kimmel? He's like the only one saying anything. Why can't we get
I
a
thought you were gonna
CEO?
say Adam Carolla because
Why can't we get a CEO to say something?
I thought you were gonna say Steve Kerr.
Well,
Who
Steve Kerr, yeah.
that's a good point.
Steve Kerr's a good liberal. Steve Kerr, the coach of the Golden State Warriors, former Chicago Bull. He also has led a life of tragedy.
Wow.
His father was gunned down, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a
He's a
first-hand
diplomat or something, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Or a
first-hand
teacher?
victim to gun shooting. Anyway, I don't know why you buzzed me, but actually tell me, why'd you buzz me?
I didn't like the phrase "good liberal." Something
Oh.
about it.
Fine. Fine. He's a terrible liberal. He's a conservative. Whatever you want to call him. I don't care.
I don't know.
Is he
something
even American? I don't even know.
Something about it. Something
about it. Didn't like it. Not a fan.
Who wants to vote on these basically depressing stories? Anybody?
I mean, look, I can't vote for Stuart Kirk. I can't vote for any of them except for
Well,
the
this is
the
story
mass
of the
shooting.
week. That's all. Just
The
story of the
mass shooting is the story of the week. It is the story
Right.
of America for the last 20 years. I mean, we literally watched Bowling for Columbine, the movie. How old is that? It's 20, 25 years
2001,
old?
maybe?
Yeah,
Was it
it's like
90s? In the 90s? 2000.
It was
yeah,
like
it's a while. It's a
early
while.
2000, late 90s, something like that. We've been having the same conversation forever in this country. I don't know why. But it is the story of the week. Also because you missed an apology in there. You missed Walmart apologizing for Juneteenth
Yeah.
velvet cheesecake ice
Yeah.
cream.
I was gonna throw that into some area of indifference because again, like, and I think I have a prediction about that actually later. But yeah, in general, maybe the country is just stunned in general by everything. But I just feel like no one's even getting outraged by that. I don't know. I mean, everyone's just quiet. Usually,
So-
people would rake Walmart through the coals, but they're not doing that.
Well, I mean, it helps. It helps to have a mass shooting to take the air out of the
that's
Juneteenth
true.
ice cream. So
Yeah.
that helps.
Yeah.
Emma?
I'm gonna agree with Matt. There's really no debate
That's what I was
here.
agreeing.
I mean, when you have school shooting, everything else, what am I to do here?
You're voting for silence. No, that's true. There's no judgment. There's no like judgment on these stories. It's just story of the week. There's no like. It's just that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
There you go.
mean,
Let's move
the
on.
fact that there's been an average of one a week in the U.S. and corporations.
One what? Mass shooting?
Yes. Yes, there's been about a mass shooting on average once a week in this
I
country.
did hear Scott Galloway drop a stat that
Yeah.
was this year there will be more preschoolers killed by gun than police officers killed by guns.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
I mean, there's nothing more depressing than everything.
I can't corroborate this because I'm not actually an idiot who just sees something on the internet and says it's a fact. But I did see in Reddit someone suggesting that it is now the leading cause of death for under 18 is
I
by
saw that
gun.
too. I saw
Yeah.
the same thing. It's beat out cars, car
Right.
crashes.
So that's
I
yeah.
mean, what the hell
And-
are we doing?
and even more
Second Amendment
shockingly,
can suck my ass.
even more shockingly, which upsets me is that I actually finally found something to agree on with idiot boy Elon Musk because he also supports much more stricter background checks for gun buying.
Sports,
But he's not American, so he's probably a little
Also,
saner about guns.
You notice that wasn't what he in the same
Yeah.
day that he said stricter background checks would be a good idea. He also was tweeting about Bill Gates and said you wouldn't believe what he's been putting in your vaccine.
Oh, really?
God.
Yeah. So that is
and a few
that
days
is-
after saying he's Republican now, so it doesn't
These
like,
are
matter.
our moral arbiters
Yeah.
now. And you know what? That's the real story of this. The arbiters of morality and justice and making leveling the playing field are effectively billionaires. And they're not so good at it. They're pretty good
All
at
right.
being billionaires, though.
I'll
Go
try to
on.
cheer up a
Let's-
little bit. That's it. Story of the week. The great age of corporate indifference is upon us, at least for school shootings, which seems like the one thing you wouldn't be
And
indifferent
abortion.
about.
Congratulations,
Abortion,
the
of
old
course.
duofecta.
Oh yeah.
Let's move on to Ari's category, goodliest of the week. This is in spirit of the Data Queen. Here we go. I'll go quickly here. Here's the headline. Ford F-150 Lightning first sale goes to would-be Tesla Cybertruck buyer. So I thought this would be good. I thought this was good because while Elon's twiddling his thumbs, maybe everyone else is going to catch up. That made me feel good. That's all.
I question anybody who was going to buy a Cybertruck in the first place. But
Still. Elon promises a lot at Tesla. Remember the full self-driving autopilot nonsense? Remember? He keeps promising that?
I've been seeing a lot of like reviews of what he has actually accomplished in his life
Compared to the promises?
compared to the promises.
And how's
And
that?
they're
how's it doing?
it's really a fantastic amount of not stuff that
Hey,
he's done.
So this might be another reason why I dropped out of the S&P ESG index, because again, maybe the governance over there is a little wonky. So I thought it was good. Ford catching up. And the second one's kind of similar. Mark Zuckerberg says Meta's metaverse project will lose significant sums of money for up to 5 years. So yet again, maybe we have another governance disaster where the dude who controls all the decisions is just going to kind of slowly shit the bed. Maybe he'll just, because who's to
I like
say
you
that
said that
he-
slowly.
who's going to say that he's going to figure this metaverse project out? I mean, I don't know.
His
It's
monetary interests.
I really hope that the metaverse is jumping the shark for most of humanity. When they wake up and realize, like, wait, you want me to put on like giant, like ridiculous goggles and walk through a fake world for hours on end? Why would I do that? Like, that seems like not fun.
Speaking of the metaverse, the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, said this today that they want the UN to help hold people responsible if someone gets killed in the metaverse. So we're already like in a weird
Oh, great. Oh,
place.
yeah.
We're already more concerned with metaverse murders than we are actual murders of children. Which
I
is
like
cool.
that people have rights in the metaverse, but like we take away women's rights in the real world and we shoot children in the real world. It's just
Yeah.
a wonderful
Nice.
panoply.
Number 3, goodliest of the week. Emma's going to scoff, but here's what just threatening to form a union can do. Apple is raising base pay for retail workers to $22 an hour as workers push to unionize. Hey,
Wow.
it's actually
It's not
a
nothing.
reasonable starting wage. I mean, it's money. It's money.
Okay.
Did
Better
they
than-
say
better than
if
15.
If you unionize, you don't get this rate, though. And
Yes.
that-
Well, that I don't know about. This is a cursory look at the headlines. I'm channeling Ari, the data queen. Number 4,
Okay.
another one that you probably both will scoff at. Aviation giant KLM to face legal action in first major challenge to airline industry greenwashing. I like this one because I feel like the airlines are the best at this, because when you're buying tickets and you're looking at the brochures and the plane, and they always make it seem like they're doing all these great things to offset this, and they're pouring a little bit of their Colt 45 out to save the environment. I don't know what they're doing.
Huh.
Maybe it's St. Ides. I don't know what it is.
Huh. All Emma has to say is, huh.
I have more to say about that in a second.
I just like it. I like it. And the 5th goodliest story of the week, as I finish way under time. 2 shareholder proposals win majority support for climate proposals at one at Exxon, one at Chevron. The one at Chevron's a little goofy because actually 98% of shareholders voted in favor of a resolution calling on the company to reevaluate its methane emissions numbers. And that's because the Chevron board also said to vote on it because they're going to do it anyway. So what is this? Why the song and dance of it? Why not? Why make them vote it if they're going to do it anyway? They want to, like, they're patting themselves on the back here? I don't get that one.
I
All
like
right,
that it
forget it.
features, though.
And at Exxon, 52% of shareholders supported a resolution asking the company to analyze and report how a decline in fossil fuel demand would affect its financials, also known as climate transition risk. So anyway, there you go. Those are my good news stories of the week.
Well, I think you bury the lead on that one, which is
Sure, go ahead.
98% of shareholders voted in favor of the 98%.
Right,
You
because
said
the
it.
board, because the board also supported that shareholder proposal, which is very rare in corporate America. The board said to vote for that one because they're going to do it anyway.
Well, then 98%. So
All right.
now all
What
we
about those
need is
2%?
That's what I want to know who
Yeah.
that was. Is that like two guys?
Well,
two people?
Stuart, Kirk, and his book
It
club.
It was
Yeah.
Stuart Kirk probably.
He has a very big book club. They're reading Dave Eggers' new novel, I think.
I don't know what to choose here. Emma, do you have a
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
have
can
a
go.
feeling? Go.
Okay. Don't care about Cybertrucks. No.
No,
Aw.
you're missing the point.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Let her miss the point. Let her go to
Cybertrucks.
the next one.
Ford catching
don't
up to Tesla. That's the
don't
point.
say the word Cybertruck to me. You know better than
You don't
that.
get the point.
Okay.
The point is he can't build a Cybertruck. He doesn't know how to get it out there for sale. He just promises it.
La 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 la. Don't care.
The point is he's not good at his job. It's like Trump
I know he's
steaks.
not good at his job.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, bye-bye Cybertrucks. I like
That's
that
the
Mark
point.
I like that Mark Zuckerberg is losing money. That's
I do like that.
interesting to me. So, putting that one on the back burner for a second. You missed a headline, which is that
Okay, tell
Apple
me.
got recorded telling their employees the dangers of unionizing.
I get it.
Yeah, but
I'm,
you didn't
I'm
say
channeling
it.
Ari here. Well, how dare
Look,
you?
You
I don't see any
are
of you
asking.
volunteering to do good news that we
You're
will
just
Ari's
trolling
gone.
Emma. This is just trolling Emma to get her
Yeah.
to choose an Apple story, and she's not going to do it. She's
No,
going
no.
to
I'm
not gonna do it.
No.
Yes.
I just
Yes.
like this. No, I think this is any retail giant that pays a base salary of $22 an hour. To me, it's good. I feel
Okay,
good
Yeah, I
about
might
moving
have to
on.
get a job there soon.
I'm the KLM one, not jiving with how the headline was written. Aviation giant KLM to face legal action in first major challenge to airline industry greenwashing. I just don't like the headline. Why
Oh
did
my
they
God.
aviation giant like the planes are getting sued for bad greenwashing. There we go. That's a better headline. Moving on.
The planes are getting
Okay.
sued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very simple today. Just like say it
Go
to
ahead.
me in the most simple words possible.
Go ahead.
And then I have to admit, I am feeling sort of positively about these climate proposals at Exxon and Chevron for whatever reason. I'm just excited to see something happening. And
Yeah, it's
I
always
wish,
nice.
And I wish that something more actively bad was happening to Mark Zuckerberg than him just like losing money he doesn't need. So
Yeah.
I'm going with Exxon and Chevron.
All right. Oh, you're going for the wonky, nerdy alternative democracy, a small victory.
Of
at
course.
Exxon
Look,
and Chevron.
I am going to say that I like that one also. I don't think I'm going to vote for it, but I like that one also because the reason why we got to this point is friend of the show, engine number one,
Mm-hmm.
put new board members on the Exxon board, and if the Exxon board says vote for this,
No,
that's
you got your stories mixed up. The Chevron board said
Oh, it was
vote for this.
where was Exxon?
Yeah,
doing?
and the Exxon board did not support that, but the shareholders did support that resolution.
Never mind. Engine number one, you're out.
Oh, not a friend anymore.
Brutal.
You know, they're
Oh,
frenemies.
Frenemy.
Frenemies, yeah. I'm going to go with the Ford F-150. I love a good kick
Matt
in the
gets it.
Cybertruck.
Matt gets
I like anybody who actually was a Musk fanboy, saw the Cybertruck presentation when he breaks the glass accidentally and says, "You know what? That's a car I have to have." And then
Forgot about that. Yeah.
and then sits around for 3 years and is like, "Where is that car? Where's my Cybertruck?" And Ford comes out and says, "Oh, by the way, here's a truck, and it actually works, and it drives. And P.S., it can be a battery for your house. And look, the glass, we don't throw rocks at the glass to prove some stupid, man point." I like all of it, and I'm going with that.
Oh boy, I gotta break the tie here. I'm gonna break the tie. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go Tesla because I'm hopeful like that this is the beginning of the unraveling. I don't know.
It's not, but I really
I'm
think you're
hoping.
just breaking the
I'm
tie
hoping.
because you feel like Emma didn't get it. Like that's
No, I
that's
just
it.
I want to be optimistic
I
about
love that
something.
Damien thinks I didn't get it.
I want to be
that's-
optimistic about something, and I feel like maybe the world's going to start to turn on Elon. I don't know. I'm hoping.
All right.
That's it.
Well, are we dropping Greg here? Do we have a clip to drop him, or are we
We're
gonna
dropping
do that
him
post?
in the pod.
All right.
Oh.
Come see Greg Larkin in the pod.
Yes.
And we'll put him on social media. We'll give you his clip on our channel. on
Greg
social
Larkin.
media.
Did he also
Greg
play
Larkin, punks
shortstop
and
for the Reds?
pinstripes. He
Sounds
did
familiar.
not.
All right.
No, that was
No.
Barry Larkin.
Okay.
You see that? You see that? That's called
What?
knowledge dropping.
I
right
can't
there.
believe you actually knew the answer to that. That's so annoying of
It's
you.
Barry Larkin. I had his rookie card.
Do you still have it? Because that might be your retirement.
No,
like
Barry Larkin's rookie
$2.49
card is not my retirement.
Your wife is your retirement. All right, come on, moving on.
That's true.
As holiest of the week, Matthew Muscardi. Come on.
All
let's
right,
do
I
this.
changed up. We're doing anti-hero of the week.
He might
this
need
week,
7 minutes.
Not asshole of the week. And the first
Anti-hero.
anti-hero of the week is very simple. It's HSBC. Anyone who pays for the head of responsible investment to go on stage and talk about how annoying it is to do the work on climate change, how it doesn't matter for 50 years, how stonks go up and humans figure everything out, is my hero for saying what everyone says and being a jerk. So now I promise not to cancel you, HSBC, if you actually take climate change seriously, because it will kill us all. And I just want to echo one of the comments to Stuart Kirk on his LinkedIn page from Pat Hool, an engineer at TRW Automotive, said, Stuart, a hero for our times. I'm going to say he's an anti-hero for our times. So
Okay.
that's option
I
number
like it.
one, Stuart Kirk.
Pat
Number
Hool,
2.
I like that name. Yeah, it's a good name.
Pat Hool, yeah.
Yeah, sounds
Number
like the start
2.
of a dirty joke. Yeah, go ahead.
Pre-recorded messages.
Okay.
Ooh.
This week we got no fewer than 4 pre-recorded messages.
what?
That were
Okay.
that are relatively new or fantastic. First,
This
there
one.
was
4.
I vote for this one.
Klarna's CEO using a pre-recorded message to tell employees that 700 of them are being laid off. In fact, Klarna, if you don't know what Klarna is, they're a fintech company. They do buy now, pay later. And their co-founder, Nicholas Adelberth, real name, I guess,
Whoa.
said at a stupid conference once that this is one of our revenue streams. So actually the best customer is the one that doesn't pay directly, but actually get a reminder and then also debt collection because we are able to add legal fees.
Oh.
That is the co-founder. So tell me, pre-recorded video wasn't the best part of your day if you worked there. Like that's your co-founder. This is great.
And not even the same guy who did the pre-recorded message. That's how good the other co-founder is. 'Cause that's the
I
guy.
mean, like that's
Yeah.
this
You
is
got
a
two winners.
This is a tandem that you want. The second pre-recorded message, Carvana actually had a chaotic bunch of Zoom firings, capping the struggles amid
Missed
market
that one.
downturn. That's
Yeah.
But let me ask you something. What is worse? Working for a company whose mission statement is, quote, a car buying solution that is fun, fast, fair, and powered by technology,
Oh.
or not working for that company via pre-recorded message. That seems, I don't know. latter seems better
Carvana.
to me. Carvana is the name of the company. The
Yeah.
third pre-recorded message is Governor Greg Abbott actually canceled his in-person NRA convention appearance
Oh, I didn't
happening
realize
in
that.
Houston,
Okay.
and he's doing a pre-recorded message instead
Oh.
in Houston, which is great. Nobody wants to see Greg Abbott say words like "guns don't kill people, people with guns kill people," or whatever. And
Well,
then
this is like a
third-
win. Yeah, a win somehow. No, it's
That's
still
what
a loss.
that's what I'm saying.
Still a
This is
loss.
the anti-hero of the week, the pre-recorded
Okay.
message. And then the third pre-recorded message is Apple unionizing $22 an hour. Turns out
Mhm.
Deirdre O'Brien, Emma pointed this out, the
Yeah.
company's senior vice president of retail and people, sent a pre-recorded 6-minute message that said unions would complicate Apple's relationship with its employees, and it would make it more difficult for them to work with them.
Wait.
Would you rather
Yeah.
get a 6-minute message from Deirdre O'Brien and wish you could punch her in the face, but don't go to jail? Or she told you that to your face and you punched her and went to jail.
No, we're not punching women.
Yeah,
Stop.
I'm
Matt.
just saying.
Wait a minute. Who would this message went to the employees?
Yes,
to the
all the employees.
Okay, a 6-minute message. Oh man,
A 6-minute message.
who has
to
a
discourage
attention span for
unionization.
that?
I bet the
Okay.
production value was great.
My number 3 anti-hero
Probably
is
true.
summits. Honestly,
Summits.
this is the Damian Rollis equation right here. Put an
Yep.
employee, add a stage,
Mhm.
divide by laughter, give them 15 minutes, and it equals wonderful. Because we had Davos, where all sorts of stuff happened. We had FT Moral Money, where Stuart Kirk unloaded. Summits are great. We need people on
What-
stages saying things.
What Matt is referring to is that Emma. I don't know if I don't know if I told you this, Emma, but my dream while working for MSCI or any big company was that every employee every year should have to give 10 to 15 minutes of stand-up comedy
Yeah.
every year.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know this, and I heartily disagree. I think
Oh.
that this is the worst idea.
You're a terrible person. What is wrong with you? Why would you not want to see
You
that?
want to see
Everybody.
800 amateur
Yes.
stand-up
Well,
comedians?
Yes. every
Okay,
second of
to be fair, I didn't work in the New York office. My office was smaller, but yeah, actually,
Jesus.
yes. I want
Yes.
at least access to that
And
database.
finance people. You want
Yes.
finance
Oh my God, even
people.
better. Yes,
I
even
want-
better.
I want
Yes.
Deirdre O'Brien, after
Yes.
sending a 6-minute pre-recorded message to Apple employees about how they shouldn't unionize, to do a 6-minute stand-up routine
Lord.
and then watch people try to take it seriously. That's what I want. My last anti-hero is, and this is a last-minute addition that Damien basically added, is BlackRock and racial audits. Because BlackRock apparently somehow figured out that they can vote no on a shareholder vote for racial audits across the board, but do an internal racial audit because it's very, very
Confusing.
important to do racial audits. So I'm going to make them an anti-hero for doing a racial audit while voting no on them. Those are my 4.
Confusing.
It is HSBC, pre-recorded messages, summits, and BlackRock.
I'm just impressed that you finished in time.
Yeah. Well,
Emma, you want me to go
Sort
first?
of.
Or
She
you
added a
feeling
minute.
Emma?
I added.
You feeling Emma?
I
You
can
wanna
go. Yeah.
You go.
I already think I announced actually what I was voting for as Matt was saying it.
Pre-recorded messages.
Yeah. It is 100% pre-recorded messages because I also noticed the weirdly high volume of pre-recorded messages in the
was a
news
lot.
this week and found it
Yeah.
to be strange. And they all are, and like they all are bad. They were bad actors. There was no I got a pre-recorded message that would be good, for example, is the cameo I got my mom of a Great British Bake Off contestant for her Christmas.
Yes.
And that's not
That's a
the
nice
kind of
one.
pre-recorded message
Good
that,
pre-recorded message, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
How much
These-
did that? How much did that set you back for? How much did that?
$60.
$60.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's totally worth it.
Yeah, totally. To have my
Impressive.
mom cry. Sorry, Mom. I'm so outing you right
I
now.
like it when your mom cries too. I'd pay $60 for that.
It would pay $60 to cry.
Seems worth
But
it.
yeah, it's pre-recorded messages for very obvious reasons.
It's hard to anti-hero of the week. It's a good one, Matt. You did well this week.
Well,
I don't want to
I
vote for
upped my game
HSBC.
without Ari here.
I don't want to vote for HSBC for anything. The summits, I like how you threw that in, but I can't vote for that. I'm really, I kind of want to vote for BlackRock because I kind of like that
Yeah.
they're really taking their name seriously. Like they kind of are being okay to black people in this instance, but they're stubborn as a rock in that instance. That's a terrible joke. But I got to go with pre-recorded messages. It's just you got to go with the trends. You got to go with trends.
I'm pre-recording a message firing you
Did-
for that joke.
This is why the world needs to listen to only us, because we actually find trends. No one else. They don't know what they're doing. They have, Professor Scott Galloway's probably got like a team of like 8 researchers and writers. He's not picking up on this nuance. He doesn't know what's going on.
I would love to see the sell side paper about the trend in pre-recorded messages going to employees. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'd love it. That's it. That's your winner then. Pre-recorded messages.
Pre-recorded
wins the
messages.
week.
Moving on.
Yay.
Where are we? Ooh, irritating is of the week. Emma lurking.
Yeah, Emma always wins the week with
Well, I don't know.
We'll
I like
see.
what you,
We'll
I like
see.
what you did today,
You
Matt. Though.
did. Yeah.
You kind of pulled an Emma. You kind of pulled an Emma a little bit.
You know.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay, so irritating of the week, number 1. A Microsoft exec allegedly watched VR porn in the office and behaved
Allegedly.
inappropriately toward women employees. So, the first thing that I find irritating about this, aside from the obvious, is the fact that the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, has promised to end the company's tolerance for, quote, talented jerks. Why couldn't he just call them jerks? Must
Yes.
he include the fact that they're talented?
Yeah.
This is like-
who cares? They're
Yeah, this is
abusers and weirdos. Stop.
This is like all the anti-Semitic jerks I went to school with when I was a kid who would always call Hitler like a military genius or something. Just go F yourself. Like really go die.
Someone
Really.
told you that Hitler was a
Oh,
military
all the time.
Jesus.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the horrible places I went to school, but there were
where did you go
there
to
was like
school?
the kids were always fascinated with those books in the library. All the
that
gross.
is, I don't.
I mean, Damien, in fairness, you went to school in 1930s Germany.
I
so
did in a
true.
mill town, in a Catholic mill town in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
So that's part of your problem.
Hey, I'm just following my parents around.
They weren't taking him with them. He was following them around, stalking his
And
parents.
my parents would
They
never
were, like,
call.
trying to
Would have
leave
never
them
said
places.
that. Never said that.
So,
Keep going. How come Emma doesn't have a timer? Yeah, she should. She
runs
should go
the
on
timers.
forever.
Yeah.
So this man whose last name is Kipman is alleged to have watched a lewd VR video in the office in front of employees, according to a person that was present. And this particular VR porn video featured women in skimpy clothing frolicking on a bed and engaging in an overtly sexualized pillow fight.
You had
So
to.
this
You had to give us.
guy-
You had to tell us exactly what he was watching. I mean,
Yeah,
you had
I
to do that.
did.
You had to go there.
Sorry.
That almost
so
seems
yeah.
benign. That seems like a Netflix show.
Well, this, I think, the response from Satya probably has me the most annoyed. Like,
Yeah.
we know that Microsoft has a historically sexually abusive
Mhm.
like workplace. They tolerate a lot of
Yes.
bullshit. And Satya to call them talented, come on, man.
Yeah, it was the wrong. You're right. Wrong choice of words. And Satya, part of the his call to action when he took over was to start to get rid of the old guard of creepy.
And he
they
really
they
hasn't
vaguely
yet.
promised that somehow.
Not
but-
so vaguely. He
but
basically
let me ask you this.
said,
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Emma. Was this a Microsoft produced VR? Like, what could it have been part of their job? I mean, I don't even know. Like, I'm
Look,
just saying
They have testers for that. This is an executive. If it were
they
some,
have testers for that. Yeah,
you know,
I don't
they
know what that
do.
means.
That's why you
Um,
hate contractors.
Yeah, they don't
Right,
have their
to watch porn.
executives
Make them
testing
watch
out
the
VR
VR
porn
porn
in their office. Absolutely
Right.
not.
Hey, okay.
Was
yeah.
it actual porn or was it a sexualized pillow fight? That's the part that's confusing to me.
Why
Well,
can't it
headlights
be
is
both,
porn.
Matt?
is a
Why
great
can't
idea.
it be
Yeah, it could be both.
It can be. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
asking. Like they didn't specify the porn part. They
Sounds terrible either way.
Doesn't it? Okay.
a good
moving
idea
on.
is not to actually do anything VR related. Period.
Agreed.
You
This
don't need
also,
to.
aside from Satya's poor choice of words here, it also is just proving more and more that VR, why are we focused on it? What I don't
need
I'm
that.
going to need someone to give me a better argument for why VR should exist. Moving on. Number 2. Gender parity is 135 years away unless we speed up progress in politics and economics, according to a World Economic Forum panel. So what I just heard was
Yeah.
the world is going to explode from climate change before we reach gender equity, which is cool.
Oh yeah,
I-
we talked about
did
that all
they-
the time. Yeah.
I don't know that you had the time to look more deeply into this, but is that number 135 years away? Is that number increased since the pandemic? I mean, I feel like we were closer.
Yes.
Okay, this is getting
We-
right because I
yes,
feel
it's
like we
getting
were.
worse,
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Good news.
which
there.
is, irritating.
Yeah, that's why it's
That doesn't
irritating. I
seem
got it.
Irritating to me. That
Yeah.
seems
Tragic.
horrific and tragic.
Yeah, exactly. But,
Yeah.
irritating's what I've got. So
What would
there it
Stuart
is.
Kirk, Matt? Do me a favor. Channel Stuart Kirk on this one. This has got to be
Well,
hyperbole,
I don't know
right?
why we bother investing in like women on boards. I don't know why diversity is an issue at all when it's going to get solved 135 years from now. Humans figure this stuff out. We
Yeah,
do not
right.
need to think about this now because
Yeah.
we have 135 years. Target
And-
dropped 25% in one day, people.
Who
Why am I
cares?
worried about women?
You're also missing the main highlight, which is that the stock market will continue to go up, regardless
Always.
whether
Yeah.
whether there's gender parity or not.
Stonks to the moon.
And who cares if women are underwater in 10 years? That's 10 years from now. Okay. And finally, number 3.
Buzz. I'm gonna buzz you for that.
Kim Kardashian. We don't talk about a Kardashian every day here. Kim Kardashian to promote Beyond Meat as
Yes.
new chief taste consultant.
Okay.
I'm doing this basically to make Damien sad. I'm really sorry.
No, I'm fine with this.
I'm not sure why we're entrusting Little Miss weight loss lollipops
Oh.
to taste test food.
What is this? What are you doing, Emma?
Yeah,
Why am I getting
Emma,
beeped?
That sounds like vaguely like fat shaming or
yeah,
something.
you
I don't know
sound
what you're
like
doing. What
shaming
are you
her
up to?
for weight loss lollipops?
And what are you doing,
I'm
Emma?
shaming her
What are you
for
up to, Emma?
promoting. I'm shaming her for
What are you up
promoting
to, Emma?
problematic weight loss products to young girls on Instagram whose brains haven't fully developed
Would
yet.
you rather she was working directly with the Texas cattle industry? Is that what you want?
Yeah, do you
No, I
want
don't like
her
the
watching
cattle industry either.
VR of bacon porn? That's
Yeah, what are you
want?
up to over there, Emma?
She's just a talented jerk.
Oh, maybe.
Talent.
Actually, maybe. She's kind of actually, she is a talented jerk in some weird way. Yeah, go ahead,
I
Emma.
think everybody is.
So, I think. So first of all, why would I trust Kim Kardashian's taste buds? Like, I know that woman just.
You like
lost-
Pete Davidson, don't you?
Eh.
Eh.
He's like
That
friends
one
with all the
feels
billionaires,
adjacent.
and it sketches me out. Like
Okay.
he's gonna go to the moon or whatever. Oh no, he didn't.
No, he's not
last
going
minute.
anymore.
Right,
Yeah.
I forgot. But I don't trust her taste buds. She
Fine.
she lost however many pounds in like 3 weeks to fit into Marilyn Monroe's dress.
I don't know about what you're
This
talking
woman
about, but
isn't
okay.
eating enough for me to be able
I
to
see.
trust her with my products.
Honestly, I don't know what you're doing there. That sounds like you should be buzzing yourself for that.
No,
Yeah,
I feel very
actually-
good
Okay.
about
When
my
I
rhetoric
saw
here.
this story, when I saw that
Yeah.
you were picking the story, I looked up Kim Kardashian restaurants, and
Mhm.
they're actually on Spoon University, real website.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
there's
there.
a list of
I've-
her 10 favorite webs
Yeah.
or restaurants in New York City, and
Yeah.
many of them are delightful. I'm sorry. She
Well, of
has
course, she's rich.
decent
What do you mean?
taste.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The main reason that I included this story, however, is that it is
Yes.
proof that Beyond Meat is up to no good. If there's
No.
Oh,
if there's a Kardashian involved, I'm sorry. They're up to
They're
no
just
good.
promoting their product. At least she's not
With the
pushing like
Kardashian.
crypto like your boyfriend Tom
Oh,
Brady.
want to
like
know
this-
who's involved in crypto? Every single Kardashian.
yeah,
Including
Kim
Kim?
Kardashian actually
Yes.
does
Kim?
Yes,
NFT.
most
Okay.
of all, Kim.
Okay, I take it
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
I'm a
That's-
fan of promoting.
She was sued in
Beyond Meat.
January for promoting NFTs
For a
illegally.
pump and dump scheme. She
Okay,
was
but
sued for a pump and dump
I
scheme.
refuse. I am not voting for this one, Emma, because I
And you're just doing that out of being
really want the
stubborn.
meat
That's not
industry.
fair.
I want the meat industry to suffer. I don't care who has to promote Beyond Meat.
You
So-
think that okay? So Kim Kardashian is going to
I don't
these
care who does
beautiful restaurants that Matt speaks of, and you think she's eating Beyond Meat? You think she's not eating a
it.
steak?
I don't know what she's doing. I'm just saying I want to promote the demise of the meat industry. Okay, that's all I
All
want.
I'm saying is that I'm making really excellent arguments, and Damien is ignoring all of them. So I'm going to acknowledge them.
I don't
myself.
care if OJ
This is the
promotes
correct
Beyond
answer this
Meat.
week.
All right.
This is the most
It's not the
irritating.
correct
That's
answer
the most
this week.
irritating.
That is the most
No,
irritating I
no,
have.
No,
Oh,
the most irritating
I'm-
story this week
Yeah.
is Microsoft. It
Why?
is
Fine.
talented jerks.
Yeah, I don't like
Talented
that.
jerks.
Talented
Emma's
jerks. I don't like
absolutely
that
right.
one. Emma, you were right initially, Emma.
100%
I'm with Matt.
right.
I hate
You-
that. I hate
you
that.
there's nothing more irritating than
Talented
because you've
jerks.
justified the fact that you had them in the first place by writing the word talented there, rather than taking some responsibility for the fact that you hired a jerk.
Yeah.
You say talented so that you can justify yourself instead of saying jerk, which makes you look like an idiot. Just say jerks. They're
Yeah.
just
Emma,
jerks.
It
That's
sounds like him being like, we had to do it to get here. Who else were we to hire? But talented jerks. They got us to this
You
point.
need men. You need men. Emma, is
yeah,
that
100%.
is that a quote that he recently said about
Yes.
this instance? Or is this from the past that he was promising?
No,
you
no,
were a
no.
talented
This
jerk?
is, I believe, recent. Yeah,
so
I
he's-
think.
okay. I think you sold it well initially. I don't know why you got all in a kerfuffle about Kim Kardashian, but
Yeah,
you had
it's
me at
something
talented
personal.
jerks.
Because
you had me at talented
mark
jerks. I'm
my
voting for that.
words.
I'm voting for that one. Yeah.
The Kardashians were the final straw with Beyond Meat
Fine,
for me.
whatever.
Mark my words,
Okay.
we will find out something bad about Beyond Meat. Predicting it right
all
now.
right, but you lost your own contest because both Matt and I are voting for talented
Fine.
jerks.
Whatever. That was a good one, too.
That's the Friday show. Before we get out of here, because Matt's already like playing Candy Crush, I can see on his phone. Anyone want to weigh in on who won the week?
Guns.
Okay, that's a
Guns.
terrible answer.
That
You're
is
a terrible
terrible
person.
answer.
They want. I'm sorry.
It's the truth, but it's.
I spent 2.5 hours after the shooting, after I saw news of the shooting, going down a rabbit hole of every publicly traded company that sells guns, sells or manufactures guns, and what their boards look like and what kind of resolutions are there. And lo and behold, every single one of them, for the most part, has a resolution from the nuns or the Catholic Church or some religious organization basically saying, can you please do like a human rights audit about how many people you kill, like just by selling your product. And I realized the problem is never going to be solved unless you literally stop making the guns. You're telling them it's not like fossil fuel where you're asking them to like pivot their business model to something more sustainable over the course of the next 5 years. You're saying you cannot, like, you make so many of these things, you sell them to whoever you want, like, and you take no responsibility. We don't need this many guns in this country. And I went down that rabbit hole only to find out that the guns actually used in this shooting were a private company that was entirely self-funded by a guy who started building stuff in his garage. And you cannot stop that. There's no financing mechanism. There's no nothing. You cannot stop it. So guns win the week because guns win all the time. Because when you have a gun, you do stupid things.
You raise a good point. Instead of working on background checks and all that, why don't we just stop manufacturing guns? Can we do that? Can you get that happening, Matt? Start that. Stop making them.
Like
we have enough.
I was thinking on like when I was dropping my kids off this morning, in the terrible moments when you drop them off and you're thinking like, is today the day someone brings a gun to my kid's school now? I'm thinking to myself, I should apply to get a tank. And I want somebody to tell me I don't have the right to protect my family with a fucking tank. Because if you have the right to have a gun that shoots like 7 million rounds per minute at whatever you want, because, you're a law-abiding citizen. Well, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I want a tank. So you can stay away from my house. I'll park it in my front yard. And then if you had any question about what I'm going to do if you come on my property, there's a tank there. And then you're going to tell me that's ridiculous. And you're going to tell me that's ridiculous because no one needs a tank. All right. Well, let's follow the logic.
Matt's really gone off the rails here.
Stupid gun.
I love it.
So
what happens when your neighbor gets a bigger tank?
That's
the day I stop sleeping over your house. All right. Who won the week for me? I'm going with two entities here, and they are entities, Davos and Walmart, because nobody seems to be paying attention to blowhard billionaires or tone-deaf companies anymore, at least this week. So, yeah, they kind of skated through nicely. I like it.
Yeah,
they won.
No one cared.
Emma?
I think that Talented Jerks by far won this week because they could have just been called jerks, but they got a bonus compliment attached to their sexual
Does that
harassment.
mean, you know what? Maybe we're reading this wrong. Maybe what he means is that they're talented at being a jerk. Like that's their talent.
That's
Right,
interesting, Damien.
Yeah. Ari,
he could have said jerks with talent. Yeah.
Ari just texted me. I think she's in Italy somewhere. She said that her husband won the week because he gets to hang out with her. That's nice.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
I like that one.
I'm not. Yeah,
Predictions?
I'm on the fence with that one.
Any predictions? I have one if you guys want to think of yours.
I have mine as well.
You actually have them? My prediction is that DJ D-Sol, that is the CEO of Goldman Sachs, releases a song about increasing background checks for gun purchases. I don't know how the lyrics are going to be. It sounds a little clunky to me. I don't know if he's going to go with like a A-B rhyming scheme. I don't know what he's going to be up to, but he's going to release it soon, hopefully for some festival in the Hamptons. There must be some Hamptons festival this summer, right, Emma? That you're going to those, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
yes.
so it's probably in time for some festival out there. That's
yes, all of the
DJ D-Sol,
white
Bonnaroo.
parties and
saving
such.
humanity.
Yeah. I have a prediction. Are you ready? I'm gonna say it now. Yay.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. More than ready.
Elon Musk is going to hire Stuart Kirk as the CEO of Twitter.
Oh,
wow.
Actually,
I think they're a match made in heaven.
Actually, I mean, I don't know about
are
CEO.
The same person a little bit.
I don't know about CEO, Emma, but I could see
He's
that.
gonna be somewhere.
See him,
I was
I
being
could see
hyperbolic
C-suite.
with.
I could see C-suite.
You know,
Yeah.
I was being a little bit hyperbolic
Bored.
with the placement. Like, I understand that CEO is a bit of a reach, but he's going to end up somewhere.
I like this.
You know, because they
I
are
like
the same
this.
person. I agree. They kind of are the same person, which is sort of my logic, because Elon makes electric vehicles, talks about saving the planet, but really doesn't do it at all and contradicts himself constantly and aligns himself with the Republican Party, and it makes absolutely no sense. Stuart Kirk is the head of responsible investing and went and just told a room full of hundreds and hundreds of people not to worry about it. So
there that
I
many
think that
people
they
in that
need to
room?
work together in some capacity. It's like a nightmare come true.
You think there are that many people in that room? Hundreds and
Probably
hundreds?
not. Maybe 100.
Tens and
too.
fives. My prediction is a 100% certainty, and that is there will be more guns. That's it.
Well,
That's my
well,
prediction.
one thing we do know-
100% certainty.
One thing we do know is that the gun purchasing goes up after these events.
After a mass
somehow.
shooting.
I don't get that logic.
I did
but yeah.
have a second prediction that I was going to write down, but then Damien actually just ruined it, because my second prediction was
I did.
Ari will not have a prediction.
Oh,
but-
actually, she just texted me and she says I never have predictions.
Right.
So don't
So
ask me.
so it means you have a prediction. So my second prediction already didn't come true.
Damn.
That's a confusing way to end the show. That was Matt's attempt at the metaverse. I think was that your.
That was very
Yeah.
meta. That was Damian Rollis, and I'm Morgan. I'm Matt Mascardi. We are Free Float Media. It's Friday. It's Memorial Day. We will not be here on Monday because no one is around on Monday.
Emma will be working though. We're gonna give Emma a project.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Emma is like
A
we're going to
long
give Emma
project.
$22 an hour if she doesn't threaten
Sit
to
in the dark.
unionize.
We're gonna make her sit in the dark and do something.
I've already made a pre-recorded message telling Emma that she cannot leave her office on Monday. So
Emma, you have to write
Uh,
a sonnet about Deidre O'Brien, the chief people's officer at Apple. That's
I'm
your job
sitting
on
in the
Monday.
dark thinking about my project. Don't bother me.
I think we need more sonnets, actually. Next week,
Ooh,
we will
I'll write a
feature
sonnet.
business sonnets.
See?
Well, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to make this up right here, right now on the spot.
Yeah.
If you're listening to the show,
Yeah.
we will run a business sonnet competition running through next Friday. If you write a business sonnet, we will read it on the air if we like it. That's what we're going to do. And the winner can get swag. How about that? We'll send
Wait.
you some
Okay.
swag.
Can I do a haiku to get us out?
Oh, come on.
No.
It's a cop out. It's a
Sonnets.
cop out.
Sonnets are hard. Haikus
Cop
are
out.
dumb. Sonnets. You're doing sonnets.
You could do more than 17 syllables, Emma. How dare
On
you?
the spot, I'm making it up right now.
No, it's Monday. It's all your whole day Monday. Cancel your Memorial Day plans. It's your whole day Monday. You're running a sonnet. Deidre
All
O'Brien.
right,
Apple.
fine. I'll write
Okay.
a sonnet.
That's it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.